What's going on, fight fans? Dillian Whyte gets his revenge over Alexander Povetkin. Let's talk about it. Well, this fight was over in the fourth round, but truth be told, I don't think any of us thought that this fight was going to go the distance. I think we all were expecting knockout, and it was Dillian Whyte with the knockout in the fourth round over Alexander Povetkin. Let me jump into the pros and cons. Let me start with Dillian Whyte. The pros would be, I like the fact that when he started out, in my opinion, a little too anxious, he began to settle down, because at first I thought he was a little too looping right hand happy. He was looping that right hand a lot. And I thought that he was going to end up getting caught with something because he seemed just too pressed to want to get Povetkin out of there quick. But then he did settle down, which is what I like. I like the fact that he started to use his jab. I like the fact that he tried to do a little body work. As for the cons for Dillian Whyte, my only con actually would be is that he was a little too looping right hand heavy, but he made it right later on. Let's move to Alexander Povetkin. My pros would be he was game as well. He was throwing his jab as well. He was throwing his right hand, and he was trying to do a little body work. My cons for Povetkin would be, I think that he was a sitting duck in there. I think that Dillian Whyte could not miss with that looping right hand. And even when Dillian Whyte did miss with the looping right hand, his forearm was hitting the side of Povetkin's face and head, or the back of his head. And those kind of shots can hurt too, especially when a big man is throwing those type of shots. Povetkin just seemed to me that his defense looked to me worse than it was even when he was in his prime days. And I just thought that he was there to be hit. Let's talk about the fight. The fight starts off with a bang. These men come out swinging, throwing hard punches, and it was very apparent that the two men were looking to knock each other out. There was really not a lot of foot movement. There was a lot of toe-to-toe action. Povetkin, like I said, was catching a lot of shots, and man, was Povetkin taking those right hands. Before the fourth round, those first three rounds, Dillian Whyte hit Povetkin with some crazy shots, and Povetkin just ate them and just kept coming. Then we get to that fourth round. Dillian Whyte sets it up with a jab. The jab he threw went right off the right side of Povetkin's cheek. And before he could even blink, Dillian Whyte came with a short but straight right hand, caught him right on the chin, knocked him against the ropes. When he kind of got his composure back, Dillian hit him with a 1-2 jab, straight right hand. And then Povetkin stumbles almost to the other side of the ring. Before he can recover, Dillian Whyte bends down, literally loads up on that left hook, catches him on the side of the head, right under the temple. He goes down. He makes it to his feet, but his corner threw the towel in. And by the way, I think that was an excellent stoppage. It was no reason for Povetkin to go on. Even if he did, he was going to be knocked out in either the next few seconds or definitely by the next round. Remember, these are heavyweights. When men are punching and hitting this hard, when you hurt someone and the corner recognizes, I give props to the corner for saying, you know what, our guys had it. There's no reason for him to get knocked out, concussed, seriously hurt. Now, let's move on to what happens from here. At the end of the fight, I heard Dillian Whyte say that he kind of wanted a more of an easy fight, that Eddie Hearn had been putting him in kind of heavy, and he wanted something easier. So what about these fights? Well, Eddie Hearn mentioned Deontay Wilder. I don't think that's the type of fight that Dillian seems like he wants to go right into. But what about maybe somebody like Kubrat Pulev? Somebody who Dillian Whyte can beat, somebody who I don't think can hurt Dillian Whyte, but I also think Dillian Whyte can knock out. Or what about Luis Ortiz? Now, Luis Ortiz is another animal. Luis Ortiz is somebody who I think could knock him out, who does have power, but Luis Ortiz is starting to look a little bit long in the tooth. So maybe that's a fight that Dillian Whyte could get in there with. A guy that he probably wouldn't knock out, but a guy that he can get 12 rounds with maybe in the summertime, because Eddie Hearn talked about doing a fight in the summertime, possibly here in the States. But what do you want to see, fight fans? Do you want to see him maybe fight the guys I mentioned? Do you maybe have another name that's lower down the list you want to see him fight? Or do you want to maybe see him fight Deontay Wilder in the summer? I'm going to be honest. I'm a Deontay Wilder fan, but I'm a little turned off with Deontay Wilder after the second Tyson Fury fight. All of the 3, 4, 5, 6 months after the fight, all the excuses of what happened that night and this and that and the other, it really turned me off. My man, you lost the fight. Let's just move on. So I would like to actually see Deontay Wilder build back up maybe another couple of fights. I don't think Dillian Whyte is the fight to build back up on. But what do you want to see? And did you enjoy the fight? Did you pick Dillian Whyte? Did you think Povetkin was going to catch him with that left hook again and get him out of there? What do you want to see Dillian Whyte do from here? If you haven't already, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell because I love to talk boxing with you all. Other than that, that's all I got, fight fans. Holla at y'all later.